Hello. Can someone please confirm if I'm audible, visible? Ashwarya, Khushpreet. Okay. So today we have decided to discuss the Clat 2021 pattern because many of you are new here. Many of you have joined a few days back, and you still don't know the Clat pattern, so you are facing problem in preparation. Okay, so today we have decided to go with this session. So we have around 12 participants, 11 participants. Okay. So guys, I want to make this session an interactive session. So if possible, please unmute yourself, and if possible, please like turn on your camera, because it feels like I am talking to screen, because I'm not getting any response from there. So please, I request you to please turn on your camera or audio so that I feel like interacting with you.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Ashwarya. So before starting, uh, let me admit few students. So have you guys read uh, one story named The Fun They Had in your school days in 9th or 10th?
Yes, sir.
So do you remember that story? Shanvi, you are not audible. I think you tried to say something, but you were not audible.
So now am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Batao, The Fun They Had, have you read it in your school days in class 9th or 10th? Because this was a part of syllabus in class 9th NCRT book.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Do you remember the story?
Yes, sir. If I'm not wrong, it was about siblings finding a book, but it's set in the future, so they're just fascinated by finding an actual physical book.
Yes.
So the whole story revolves around them just.
Yes, right. So this setup of online teaching seems like the story of the fun they had. Don't you think that?
Yes, sir.
है ना? It like in that story they uh, there was a separate room for them where they went, and they used to attend classes. So this is now what we are facing. We have our devices, we sit in front of it, we study from it, but still we have physical teachers teaching from the other side. In that story, there was some mechanical teacher, there was no physical teacher teaching them. So still we have physical teachers, but uh, I can relate the whole situation of online teaching with that story, the fun they had. So uh, guys, first introduce yourself, because like I'm your course anchor, so I want to know where you are, like you are in class 11th, 12th, or you are a dropout, you have dropped 1 year for CLAT preparation, or you are in some college and also preparing for CLAT. So I'll start from Anchit, then I'll go to Ashwarya, Jasprit. So Anchit, please introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself, like from where you are, in which class you are preparing only for CLAT, or were you also preparing for your board exams?
Hi, sir. My name is Vachan,
Yes.
and I'm from Delhi, and
Okay.
I'm a 12th student, 2021 session
Okay.
batch, and I'm preparing for Clat and IELTS as well.
So Anchit, you are from CBSE board, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. So now your exams have been cancelled, right?
cancelled.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is no burden of boards. Now you can devote all your time to CLAT preparation or
Clat.
elite preparation, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to Ashwarya. Ashwarya, please introduce yourself. You're not.
Hello. So yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Aishwarya, and I'll be writing CLAT next year. So I'm currently in 12th.
Okay.
I just finished 11th grade, so I'm in 12th now, and I'll be writing CLAT next year. I'm planning on writing ALAT and LSAT along with CLAT next year.
Great. That's nice. Okay, thank you, Ashwarya. Then we have Jasprit. Jasprit, tell us about yourself.
Hello, sir. I am Jasprit. I am from Punjab.
Yeah, okay.
I prepare for CLAT just before 1.5 months.
Okay. So are you in
Yeah,
class?
I am. Yes, sir. I am in 12th class. In 12th class.
And are you from Punjab board or CBSE board? Or
Punjab, sir.
Punjab board. So I don't think there is any notification about your cancellation of exam, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So you are still worried कि क्या होगा exam का, है ना? Exam होगा कि नहीं होगा? Most probably they will also cancel because CBSE has cancelled. So then we have Jayanti.
Good evening, sir. Myself Jayanti Roy. I am from West Bengal. I am from 2020-2021 batch, class 12.
Okay.
And now I am preparing for CLAT.
And you are from which board? West Bengal?
CBSE.
Okay, that's great. Then we have Khushpreet. Khushpreet, please introduce yourself. Okay, I think Khushpreet has some network issues. Kriti, please go ahead. Kriti. Am I audible, guys? Okay, so Kriti has written in the chat box. Kriti is in class 12th right now. She's from Karnal, Haryana, and targeting for CLAT 2022. Okay. It's okay, Kriti. Then we have Madhav and Madhav.
So my name is Madhav. Like, I'm studying second PUC, so I'm in Karnataka State Board.
Okay, so you are in class 12th?
Yeah.
Karnataka State Board.
Yeah. And so next year I will write in CLAT.
Oh, so next year you will write CLAT.
Yes, so this year like I started 12th standard.
Okay, so this year you have started class 12th. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are targeting for class 2022, right? Yeah, okay. Yes, Khushpreet, if you can unmute yourself and tell us about it.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I have a connection error.
Yeah, it's okay.
I am Khushpreet Kaur from Punjab. I have cleared my 12th last year. I am a dropper now. or I'm preparing for 2021 Clat.
Okay, great. So Kishprit is one of our old student. Then we have Shanvi. Shanvi,
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
So my name is Sanvi and I am from Delhi and I'm a dropper and I gave CLAT last year also, but due to some reason I wasn't able to get a good NLE or clear the cutoff for that purpose.
Okay.
And that's why I'm giving it this year also.
If you can please share your last year marks, if possible.
So yes, so my last year marks were somewhere around 65 or something. I exactly don't remember it, but it was somewhere around 65 or something.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah. Last year the situation was also bad, and like we were all in this pandemic thing.
So actually, while giving the paper, I just panicked a lot. I mean, I the only reason I didn't clear it was my anxiety and panic, which I panicked a lot during the paper, and that was the sole reason for not clearing it. And
I think that year one has to give the paper from their home, है ना, कि घर
So
से
Clat.
बैठ, हाँ क्लैट प्रॉक्टेड था ना, घर से बैठ के कंप्यूटर पे
नहीं
देना था।
सर, सेंटर पे जाके देना था, बट इट वाज ऑनलाइन फ्रॉम सेंटर।
अच्छा, तो ये किसका हो रहा था पिछले साल जो घर से बैठ के?
सिम्बाइसिस।
अच्छा, सिम्बाइसिस का था। ओके,
यस सर।
अच्छा, ठीक है। देन वी हैव स्मिता. You are not audible, Smita. Please try once again.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Smita. I'm from Nagaland. I'm from class 12, 2020 to 2021 batch. Currently, I'm preparing for CLAT 2021.
Okay, and you're from which board?
CBSE.
CBSE. Okay, that's great.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then we have Varad.
Good evening, sir. Myself Varad. I'm from Maharashtra.
Okay.
I just passed 11th standard, sir. I am preparing for CLAT this year.
Okay. So you will be targeting for 2022, CLAT 2022, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So we have few students, 3-4 students who are in class 12th who will be targeting for CLAT 2022, and we have many students who are currently going to appear in this CLAT 2021. So I think the pattern will remain same next year also, but let's see what is this year's pattern. But before that, can you just tell me if you are preparing for CLAT by your own will or by the pressure of your family? Like, I know a guy who is preparing for CLAT because his parents want him to go to an NLU. So he's preparing. He's not interested in CLAT, but he is preparing and he is not devoting any time. So is there someone who is preparing for CLAT just because their parents have asked or their family members have asked? I don't think so, because if there was someone, you would not have joined this session. Chalo, theek hai. And I saw Ashwar's profile on LinkedIn. So Ashwar, you are from arts background, right?
Yes, sir. I took humanities as a stream.
You took humanities, and if I am not wrong, you have prior experience in MUN and some moot courts, right, or something like that. If you can please tell us.
Not moot courts, sir. High schoolers aren't allowed to go to moots. But yeah, I've gone to my fair share of months, but not moot courts. I mun and I debate.
Okay. That's great. So you are inclined towards law from the very beginning, right?
Yeah, for as long as I can remember. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are your interest area for now?
For now, I was exploring things like civil, criminal, and corporate, like the general division, right? And till now, I think I'm more inclined towards corporate because criminal is a little too technical for me, and I don't really like civil. So I think it's corporate for now.
And have you interned somewhere in your school days?
I haven't interned, but I've done something called virtual work experience, which is like learning, except you don't really get paid. You just get to learn from your seniors. Right?
Yes. So, that work was in legal field or in some other field?
I did three virtual work experience. One was about competition law,
Okay.
antitrust laws that was US based actually. The
Okay.
second one I did was based on intellectual property rights and all of that. And the third one I did was corporate governance.
Okay. So, this is very interesting to know that a student who is not in law school is like interning or having work experience from some work they are doing with some firms or some organizations. So that is very interesting to know. And I just asked you because many of your friends might get motivated towards law and motivated and get motivated for preparing more diligently. So I asked you this. Okay. So what do you know about NLU? Anyone about why you want to give CLAT? What motivates you? कि क्लैट ही क्यों देना, क्योंकि in your state you have some local law colleges, so you can get direct admission there. What motivates you to go to an NLU?
So NLU is a path and which can really boost up my career, and it is the best law colleges in the country. And obviously, and being into an NLU is a dream of every law student, serious law aspirant especially.
Yes.
And everyone sees a dream to go into a top 3 or top 5 NLU especially. And same, even I have seen that dream since 7th standard. And I really want to be into an NLU, especially top 5, and just working hard towards that. And I just see that if I get the opportunity to be into an NLU, so I can use that platform of an NLU to just build myself, and I can work on different paths after being into an NLU because it gives a lot of exposure.
So do you have any like interest area as of now?
So as of now, actually, I have two interests. One is corporate law for sure, and other is criminal law. I just like criminal laws and everything. So I planned to go for criminal law, but the people around me are just like, no, you don't have to do criminal law because it is not something very good or something very positive. So let's see what it is there for future, but as of now I am into corporate and criminal.
Okay. Anyone else? If you want to share your experience, like why you want to appear for CLAT?
Sir,
Yes.
I think the main reason I wanted to appear for CLAT is like Sanvi, I decided on law pretty early in my schooling years, right? Around 7th, 8th, I had a pretty clear view that I wanted to do law only. And in law, NLU is pretty much like the equivalent of IIT and the equivalent of UC, like the Indian Ivy school. So that's pretty much why I wanted to do in NLU. And it also like just sounds like a very indigenous proper platform to grow in rather than being lax and going to like a very fancy private school.
Yes, yes, right. Absolutely right. Anyone else? Khushpreet? Paresh, Madhav, if you have anything to share with us, like why you are preparing for Clat. Anyone?
My
Yes.
experience is not like them, like Ashwarya and Sani. I was I didn't have any goal. So my parents gave me some options that you can be do MBA, there is law option, and I just explored all the options. And after exploring, I thought that yeah, law can be the one. Like just like criminal law, criminal and corporate law, they just attracted me. So that's why I'm preparing for that.
Okay. Yes, right. So, as many of you have already put your point, so NLU gives you a lot of. Is someone raising hand? So NLU gives you a lot of exposure. So if you are going to any regional colleges, you will not get that much of exposure because they don't have that. You will get to you will get the same degree, same law degree that you will get from an NLU. The degree will be same, but the exposure will be different. Like in NLU, uh, your batchmates will come from different states, so there is diversity, right? In my college, if you ask, in NLU Ranchi, there are people from different states. We have seniors from other states, we have juniors, we have faculties, we have batchmates. So, and the atmosphere, you get to live in the same campus. All the uh, all the batchmates, seniors, juniors will be getting same campus. You will stay with them for next 5 years. You will share a different bond. Like day before yesterday, my last class was there for 5 years law. So that was very emotional moment for me because we spent around 3.5 years there, because for 1.5 years we are at home, but for 3.5 years uh, I was there in my college. And there was a different bond with my seniors, juniors, batchmates, faculties. So it is a very emotional it was a very emotional moment, and it is still a very emotional moment. We still uh, call our friends and we start crying, like how this 5 years went away, we don't know. So this, if you get any NLU, any top NLU, you will get a very different exposure. You will get the culture of mooting, you will get the culture of MUNs, you will get the uh, uh, opportunity of parliamentary debates, trial advocacies, and you will also get opportunities relating to writing. If you are interested in writing, you will get many opportunities to write research papers from National Law University. You can also go to different foreign universities for competitions. For like, there are many competitions like mooting, uh, which are held by foreign colleges, SARC nations, or other UK colleges. So there is higher chance that you will get the chance to go there. And when you prepare for any moot, your whole friend circle will be around you. They will help you. Like if there is submission, how many of you know about mooting?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Tell us about mooting. What do you know about mooting?
So basically, it's a how can I say, just dummy court, um, and all the proceedings which happen in the actual court, in the actual case, are just uh, dummied in moot court, and people compete against each other. Like someone is a defense lawyer, someone is a uh, like
Consequence.
yes sir, like something totally which is a copy of what actually happens in a court.
Yes. Anyone else? Ashwarya, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir. So,
Yeah.
what happens with moods, as far as I know, I've always wanted to go to moods, but I can't because they generally have like a eligibility factor. They don't let 17-year-olds go to moods, or at least as far as I've seen. So,
Yes.
what moods do is they take up a case and have the facts of that case, and they try to, as Sanvi rightly mentioned, they try to recreate what that case would have been like in the courtroom. And that's exactly what happens in a mood, right? You have like the plaintiff, you have the defendant, all of them come up and they speak as if it's an actual courtroom, except it's not. And the result of that particular mood would, doesn't necessarily have to be the result of the case that they faced it off.
Yes, right. So in mood, you get a mood proposition. What is mood proposition? It is a fact. Like they will give you a whole scene of something which has happened. Like there is a mood proposition of there is one state which has brought this some new regulation, and there are some uh, people who are victim of that regulation. So the state is defending its point ki why they have brought that rules, and victims will say ki unko kyun compensation milna chahiye, what damage that rule has caused them. So you will have to argue. So in NLU you will get that exposure. Also in some good private colleges you will get this exposure nowadays. But if you are going to any local college, you will have to work very hard to meet this competition, because there is uh, there is very less exposure to all these things, because we still have those old teachers there in local colleges we who don't uh, know much about mooting or debating, because it was not earlier. Mooting culture emerged majorly from NLUs, and in last 10-15 years it is it has expanded. Like it was there in foreign colleges, but now by the emergence of NLUs, this whole concept has grown. And in private colleges, they also require you to participate in moots. There are NLUs who have mandated you to give moot court in 2 subjects every semester. So like if you are if there is some NLU who have 10 semesters, so you will have to appear for compulsory 10 moots, and that might carry around 20 to 30 marks of your whole course curriculum. So this is how you get exposure. Also, some people say that college does not play 100% role in your learning. Yes, it's true that college does not play 100% role, but it plays a major role. Like I said, mooting, debating. So you will get this exposure in top colleges, top NLUs, top in all NLUs, in good private colleges, in GLC, in ILS Pune, in Symbiosis. There are many colleges in Bangalore. You will get this opportunity, but in some in major local colleges you will not get this opportunity. Okay, so so as we have seen, we have 3 types of student here. First, who are preparing for CLAT 22-23. Then we have students who are in class 12th, who were preparing for boards, 12th boards. Also, they were planning to appear for CLAT 2021, कि एक चांस दे के देखते हैं कि क्या होता है. ठीक है. और एक हमारे पास है जो जिन्होंने ड्रॉप लिया था, those who took drop and they were preparing for last 1 year. So we have 3 types of student here. So jinka those who are preparing for CLAT 2022, I'll tell you how you should prepare, how you should keep your consistency. But first, those who are in class 12th, who were basically mainly focused on boards, I'll first talk about them. So now, as CBSE has already removed this board exam, they have cancelled the board exams. You have proper time to prepare for CLAT 2021. And CLAT 2021 will be held around August or September. So you still have 2 to 3 months for preparation. Now you have 2 to 3 months for preparation. So you can prepare very well. But for those who are preparing for last 1 year, you will have to prepare more diligently, because the competition has become tougher. It will become tough this year, because those who were not prepared those who were in class 12th and those who were not preparing very diligently, those who were dedicating their most time to board for the preparation of boards, are now going to devote their time for CLAT 2021. So this year's CLAT will be tough for all of you, for those who are going to take this CLAT 2021 earlier. But before that, I'll talk everything about it, but let's first understand the syllabus pattern and what are the other details. So I have prepared a slide. I'll take you through this, and I'll try to conclude this as early as possible. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Okay, then we will discuss how you have to prepare, how if you have been preparing for 1 year, so how you should go about it. And if you have started preparing like 1 month ago or 2 months ago, how you should now prepare. So let's first go through this slide, then we will talk about this. Okay, so before starting this, how many of you know the CLAT pattern?
Yes, so
Yes, sir.
Shanvi has appeared for CLAT 2020, CLAT 2020, so she must be aware. Anyone else? Khushpreet, Jayanti, Kriti, Smita. Are you guys aware about CLAT pattern? Like syllabus, what is the marks distribution?
Yes.
Any? Okay. What is your question as well? OP Jindal?
No, you were talking about good private universities. So I was asking if OP Jindal is one of them.
Yes,
Because-
OP Jindal is one of them. And for OP Jindal, there is one other exam, LSAT.
LSAT. Yeah.
So you have to take that exam. And after taking that exam, you get admission in OP Jindal. And OP Jindal is one of the best private colleges.
I cleared OP Jindal last year.
Okay, that's great. तो फिर क्यों नहीं गए?
So because CLAT होने में काफी time था and I was confident कि CLAT तो हो ही जाएगा. Plus they were not refunding the fees pay करने के बाद, so बहुत बड़ा risk था, so I just left.
And did they give you any scholarship?
Yes, I got scholarship of I guess 30 or something. I don't remember, but I got scholarship. But still, it was costing something around 6 to 7 lakh at one time payment,
Okay.
and plus they were not refunding it. So it was a big problem. So I just left it.
And उनका fees भी तो बहुत high है.
So it's about 8.5 to 9 lakh per annum.
Per annum, yeah.
Yes, sir,
So
per
that will cost you around 40 to 45 lakhs.
For 40, yes, sir. And plus, there's no surety that after 5 years you're getting a package of 20 or 30 lakhs per annum. There's no surety. You don't even know that what happens to you after 5 years. So giving 45 lakhs for 5 years, I don't think it was worth it. So I just left it.
Yeah, that's correct. But if application is still open, give it a try this year. If they give you if they give you a scholarship of 70 to 75%, you can go there.
Sir, registrations are closed already.
The registrations are closed. Okay.
Yes, for LSAT it's closed. For SIMB it's closing today itself.
Okay. So have you filled your form for LSAT?
No, so for SIMB, yes, I have. For LSAT, I haven't, and I'm okay with it.
Okay, that's great. So let's first discuss this pattern, and then we will talk more about the preparation strategy. Okay, let's discuss the pattern first. So, is my screen visible? Can you please confirm?
Sir, but your voice is breaking.
My voice is breaking. Let me check my internet. Wait a second. Am I audible? Audible, visible, screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So the enrollment, as you all know, the enrollment started in January 2021. And for now, the last date for the filling up the form is 15th June, right? Earlier, the exam was of 200 marks, but from last year, from 2020, the maximum marks for Clat is 150 marks, and the duration of exam is 120 minutes, that is 2 hours. All the questions will be MCQ based questions, and each wrong answer will cost you 0.25 marks. So if you are if you have marked 4 incorrect answers, so you will lose 1 mark. Okay, this is the official website of Clat consortium, because some of I have seen students who are preparing for Clat, but they don't know what is the official website. So this is the official website. So please note it down if you don't know, right? Then we have, there are 5 subjects, 5 sections in Clat. The first section is English language, then we have current affairs, then we have legal reasoning, logical reasoning, and quantitative techniques. Quantitative techniques is your mathematics, and it carries around 10% of the paper. Logical reasoning carries 20% of the paper, and there will be around 28 to 32 questions, right? Then we have legal reasoning. Legal reasoning is of around 25% of the paper, and there will be around 35 to 39 questions. In current affairs and GK, again 25% of the paper and 35 to 39 questions. And in English language, we have 28 to 32 questions. So this is the pattern of the exam. These are the subjects which will be asked in Clat 2021. And this is the, I don't think there will be any change in this subject pattern thing for next year also. So you can stick to this. Then what is different about Clat 2021 is earlier there was not so much of reading comprehension based paper. From Clat from 2020, the Clat consortium has changed its pattern, and now the whole paper, the whole Clat exam is of passage based. Like if you are good with reading, if you are good with comprehension skills, then you can crack this exam with flying colors. So what you have to do is like you have to work hard on your reading and comprehension skills. Okay. What do you guys understand from reading and comprehension skill or reading comprehension based paper?
So most questions in Clat is based on like passages, and you read through passage, you understand what the passage is trying to tell you, and then you answer questions based on the passage. So that's why reading comprehension is important for Clat 2020 and 21.
So as you know, these are the subject areas. Okay. And in each of these subjects areas, like if we take in English language, we have 28 to 32 questions. So let's say if they are asking 30 questions, so for 30 questions, for each 5 questions, there will be one passage. So let's say if there is one passage, from that one passage there will be 5 questions, then there again will be second passage, and from that second passage there will be 5 questions, 5 or 6 questions. So this way in English language there will be around 5 to 6 passages, right? In current affairs and GK, again 5 to 6 passages. In legal reasoning, again 5 to 6 passages. In logical reasoning, there will be passage, but that passage will be bit short. And in quantitative techniques, there will be some short passages and they will give you some tabular or graph based questions. So this is the whole pattern. Now we'll see a bit in detail about this. So as we have talked, so in English language you will get each passage will be of 450 words. So if you have in English language, if you have 6 passages, so each passage will be of 450 words. So if you go like in English language, 450 into 6, around 3000 to 3200 words you have to read in exam for attempting English language, for answering 28 to 32 questions. And these English language papers passages will be derived from contemporary and historically significant fictions or non-fiction writings, and these passages will not be in very tough language. Any good student who has the reading habit will understand it in maximum 5 to 7 minutes maximum. If you are good at reading speed, then you can complete it in 3 to 4 minutes as well. Any doubt till here?
Sir, I think the biggest concern for me personally in English language is about the speed of reading, right? So how do you improve your reading speed? I can finish a passage in about reading the passage plus questions, I can finish it in about 4 minutes. But I still think that's a little too much because I'm spending too much time on math and logical reasoning.
Okay. So if you're good at these things, try to improve your maths, solving maths thing and solving logical reasoning thing, because that are equally important. If you answer all of these sections correctly, and if you don't answer correctly in that logical reasoning or maths part, then that will be very difficult for you to land in top law colleges, right?
Yes, sir. Logical reasoning also I can manage, but math is like the real problem. Yeah, maybe I should ask that when you come to the math slide.
Yeah. So some of you might be facing problem in reading. How should we go about reading? Sir, reading तो अभी start किया है. We have started just reading पहले वैसा कुछ habit नहीं था. We don't have any habit of reading. So how do we improve the reading speed? So what you can do is, while you are going through the newspaper, daily newspaper, take small passages for 1 week or for 2 weeks. Do one thing, like count the words, count it till 450 words, mark it with pencil or pen कि यहाँ से start हुआ, it started from here, and from till here it is 450 words. Okay, and then start reading. Don't calculate your time at that time. Start reading and see if you are able to comprehend that or not. If you are unable to comprehend that, try reading basic books. Like, I suggest students to read story books like Champak or Tinkle, because they have very easy English language, and from there you will improve your reading thing. And once you improve that reading thing, then you can, I'm not saying don't read newspapers, but also read some short story books, because they have very easy language. So if you read those easy language, it will give you a motivation that now you can read it. Now you can read the newspaper. Now you can improve your reading skill in newspaper reading. So first read newspaper as well as read short story books. Then after 15 days, what you can do is you can keep a timer and then start reading. First mark, it's this passage starts from here until here 450 words. Count, first mark कि इतना 450 words है, इतना बड़ा passage 450 words है. Now start timer and see how much time it takes to complete that 450 words. If it is taking around 3 to 4 minutes, then that's wonderful. If it is taking more than 7 minutes, then you have to work hard, and it will improve only by reading for continuously around 20 to 30 days, and you still have around 2 months, more than 2 months for Clat 2021. And I think if you work hard, you can do it. Khushpreet, I think you have started newspaper reading in the month of February or March, if I'm not wrong. Khushpreet? Khushpreet, are you here? From February, right? So do you find any changes in the reading speed? So how much time do you take now to complete 450 words passage? Because earlier you used to tell me ki, sir, it takes too much time to read. So I'm reading newspaper in 50 minutes, whole newspaper in 50 minutes. So okay, that's great. And you cover whole newspaper or the editorial part? Whole newspaper. That's great. So you have improved a lot. So see, Khushpreet has been working very hard since February in reading, and she has improved as she is herself sharing with us. So if so, any one of you can improve it. You still have more than 2 months. You have around 2.5 to 3 months. Start reading. Start the habit of reading small passages from the newspaper, from the editorials, and also start the read. If you're not into the habit of reading, then take any small storybooks and read it for 15 days. That will help you in making a habit of reading. So start it from there, right? Then we have, so what will be asked from these passages? If you are given 4 to 5 passages in English language, what will they ask? Will they ask anything direct from the passage? Like in our English exam, if we, in starting, I spent 3.5 hours in reading the newspaper. Wow. So,
I didn't get that. Could you try?
So earlier, Khushpreet took around 3.5 hours to complete the reading of whole newspaper, and now it takes around 50 minutes for her to complete the whole newspaper. So that is very uh, good, and I'm really impressed by it. That's great. So as I was talking, what will they ask from that passage in English language? What will they ask? Uh, if you have the passage, what they, so they will ask you the main, what is the main point discussed in the passage, or they will ask you to critically analyze the passage. Like they have given the passage and there is one question, which options most suitable is most suitable to criticize the author's point of view. So you, if you are into the reading habit, and uh, if you understand that passage, then only you will be able to criticize the author's point of view. They might also ask some vocabulary questions, some synonyms, and some uh, word, word and phrases questions from that passage. So this will be from the passage. You will not get direct question like we used to get in our school days in English exam. In English exam, the reading passage was very direct, but in this Clat, you will not get direct questions. Okay. So this is a 450 words passage. You can see this is the length of the passage. And I think Dhwani ma'am has already discussed this passage in one of the English classes. So I'll not discuss it in detail, but this is how a 450 words passage looks like. Okay. Then see, this is the pattern of question. Why, according to author, did her father treat her mother with contempt? So once you go by the passage, you will get to know the main point of the author, what the author was trying to point out. So this exam is not only about reading and comprehension. This exam is also about how fast you can read and how fast you can comprehend. Okay. Then this is another question. What does the word adamant in the passage as used in the passage means? So if you are not good with your vocabulary, then you will face problem. You will face problem in first understanding the passage and then in answering the questions. So start reading if you are not into the habit of reading. Okay. Then we have current affairs and GK. Again, in current affairs GK, you will get 450 words passage, and these passages will be from newspapers. Mostly they take from the Indian Express or the Hindu. The passages which are asked in Clat, they are usually extracted from the Hindu newspaper or the Indian Express. So if you are into the reading habit, if you are into the reading habit of newspaper, then it will not be very difficult because you can easily comprehend the language of that passage. Okay. Then uh, current affairs and legal reasoning. these two sections are overlapping section. Earlier that was not the case, but these two sections are now overlapping section. Why I'm saying this? Because you can have hold over this two sections also over English language only by reading newspapers, only by having hold over current happenings around the world, around inside your country. Like I gave the example of Israel-Palestine conflict in your last GK class. So as we know, Israel-Palestine conflict was going on. So this is a current topic, and this topic is not something new. Israel-Palestine conflict has been going since ages. So there is good chance that in GK, Clat might ask you about when Israel-Palestine conflict started, why conflict was there, uh, when was Palestine formed, who is the current president of Israel. So these things, like this type of questions can be asked in your exam. So through this example, what I meant, you have a current topic is Israel-Palestine conflict. Okay. Now, what are the static questions? When this Israel-Palestine conflict, when did this Israel-Palestine conflict start? What were the peace agreements between Israel and Palestine? We have talked about Oslo agreement in our quiz. So all these can be asked in your exam. So this is how you prepare for your current as well as for your static part, right? Any doubt regarding GK and current affairs, current and static part?
Sir, other than Hindu, are there any other sources that you
How
suggest
can
we
I
should?
cover last news? I didn't get your question, Jaspreet. Last news
Hello.
मतलब?
सर जो लास्ट मंथ की न्यूज़ है मैंने मई में स्टार्ट किया है तो
You are
अप्रैल
not audible if you are speaking.
हेलो सर आई एम ऑडिबल
We can't hear you.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes. Just go ahead.
Sir, so I think Jaspreet's question was about how whatever's happening like right now, like the latest news, how can she cover that? That was her question.
So actually, she's asking that she has started from May. So she's asking how to cover the past news from the previous months.
Okay. So for previous month, we have circulated compendiums, but I don't think that compendium will be sufficient for you. You will have to go through some of the news magazines for that matter. Our team is also preparing list of topics which was there in news in 2020, in last part of 2019 as well, because as you know, the time duration of Clat exam is extending. So, and as there is no board exam, so they will increase the competition. They will make the paper bit tough this year. The Clat paper will be bit tough this year. So I'm not trying to demotivate you. I'm just trying to tell you to prepare well. Start if you are preparing for 1 year, or if you are preparing for last 1 month, do it diligently, because like 2020, it will not be easier. They will increase the exam will be bit tough this year. So you will have to cover the whole important topics of 2020. Also, you will have to cover some important topics from 2019. Like in 2019, we have seen Jammu Kashmir issue. We have seen Ram Mandir issue. Then in 2020, there was about homosexuality, if I'm not wrong. In 2021, we have many topics like due to COVID, uh, there are many children who are orphan now. There is debate going on about WhatsApp, Twitter issue with government IT intimidatory rules, regulations. So these topics are important. We will try to give you some important topics and their static part by mid of July so that you can revise it. But for now, I'll just ask you to please cover which are in current news, which was in news from January 2021 till date. But if you have completed your preparation, if you are sure that you have completed everything, then I'll suggest you to please go through the previous important news. Like, this is not important for those who are preparing for CLAT 2022, but it is important for those who are preparing for CLAT 2021. Go through the important news uh, which were highly debated during uh, early 2020 or by last 2019. Okay, am I
Sir.
clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, I had a
Yes.
question.
Yes, yes.
So, like you gave the people who are writing 2021 like a proper timeline to prepare. Can you give that kind of thing for 2022 also? Like, what are the important things that we should be preparing for GK and current affairs?
So for you, for 2020, for 2022, because you have started preparing very early, I'll suggest you to make a, a separate copy. Say, make copy of every month. I'll suggest you make copy of January 2021, February 2021, March. If you have not done it so far, leave it, but make it for May. Make it for May 2021. Write all the important happenings around in India and around the world. Write those topics. Write what are important. If that news has some static part, like I talked about Israel Palestine conflict, if some news is like that, then make notes about it, Google it, write it from there. And if you're reading newspaper now, in newspaper they sometimes talk about the static part as well. If you were following the Israel Palestine conflict, there were some articles which talked about when this Israel Palestine conflict started, what was the role of UN in Israel Palestine conflict, um, what were the peace agreements. So there were some articles which covered these topics. So newspaper reading will suffice everything. That is the only mantra for now.
Sir,
And
I started newspaper reading from last month. Is that like fine, or should I try to find information about like the previous months and do, or
no, it's okay. You can keep it from May 2021. And if you have free time, then scroll something कि हाँ कुछ मान लो, you go through January का news. If there is something important, write it down. But you don't have to devote much time कि नहीं अभी तो निकालना, क्योंकि you are going to appear for 2022. So that might not be that important, but from May till next exam, it will be very important. And for CLAT 2021, I have asked them to prepare from last of 2019, because this year they don't have any board exams. So there are many students who will be going to appear for this exam. So the competition is bit tough this year. So to better eliminate the students, the Clat will try to keep the level of question paper bit high. So they might take some important news happenings from early 2020 or last of 2019, because those who are serious candidates, they will know about it. So the Clat will test that ki who are the serious candidates. Am I making sense? या फिर कंफ्यूज हो गए तुम लोग? शानवी, खुशप्रीत, कुछ समझ आया या फिर कंफ्यूज हो गए?
No, sir, you're making sense.
बट जो अभी स्टार्ट किए हो प्रिपरेशन करना अप्रैल से या फिर मई से, वो अभी वो काम मत करना कि तुम पुराना न्यूज निकाल के बैठ के पढ़ रहे हो. तुम अभी पहले अपना रीडिंग स्पीड पे ध्यान दो. तुम just try to improve your reading speed. Just try, if you have started preparing from last month, or if you are going to start preparing from this month, from next day. So first you have to focus on reading and comprehension skill. Just improve it first. First work on reading and comprehension skill. Read newspapers, read short stories, improve it first. This 2019 का current affairs, last 2019 and अर्ली 2020 का करंट अफेयर्स मैं उनके लिए बोल रहा हूँ जो लोग एक साल से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, जिनका प्रिपरेशन कंप्लीट हो गया, दोज हु हैव ऑलरेडी कंप्लीटेड देयर प्रिपरेशन. सो आई एम आस्किंग देम कि in the meantime they can go through all those news, all those important news, because they have time and they can't miss it. बट तुम अभी स्टार्ट कर रहे हो तो तुम उसमें मत चले जाना कि नहीं सर ने बोला था कि पुराना भी पढ़ना है तो मैं पुराना पढ़ने लग गया. वो मत करना. अभी तुम रीडिंग और कॉम्प्रिहेंशन स्किल पे ध्यान दो, पहले वो इम्प्रूव करो, फिर सेक्शन वाइज टेस्ट दे के देखो कि हाँ टेस्ट में कितना सही हो रहा है. या फिर टेस्ट से पहले ये देख लो कि तुम अपना जब पढ़ रहे हो तो तुम 3 से 4 मिनट के अंदर तुम वो पैसेज कर पा रहे हो. अगर तुम 1 महीने के अंदर वो इम्प्रूव कर लिए, देन फिर बाकी चीज को देखो. रीजनिंग स्किल्स कैसा है, तुम रीजनिंग वाले पार्ट को कितने अच्छे से कंप्लीट कर पा रहे हो, मैथ्स कितने अच्छे से कंप्लीट कर पा रहे हो. पहले ये जो अभी तुम्हारे पास प्रेजेंट में है वो उस पर फोकस करो. व्हाट यू हैव एट प्रेजेंट, फोकस ऑन दैट. फर्स्ट रीडिंग स्पीड, देन लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, देन मैथ्स. Cover these things first. I am saying this to those who have just started preparing, and those who have completed their preparation, you can very well go through the past news. उसका ये देख लो कि उसमें क्या स्टैटिक पार्ट था, और अगर कुछ न्यू भी करंट हैपनिंग्स है तो उसका तुमको लगता है कि क्या कुछ उसका स्टैटिक पार्ट हो सकता है. जैसे कि अभी करंट हैपनिंग्स क्या है, एक ये बहुत न्यूज में है, ड्यू टू कोविड द चिल्ड्रंस, मेनी चिल्ड्रंस आर ऑर्फन. सो इसका स्टैटिक पार्ट में क्या आ सकता है? इसका स्टैटिक पार्ट में ये आ सकता है कि व्हेन वाज जेजे एक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन इंडिया, व्हाट इज एनसीपीसीआर, who brought NCPCR. So these, if they just started, then what will be the probability to crack? देखो, if they just started तो इनके पास अभी भी 3 महीने हैं, more than 2 months. तो if you have more than 2 months, 1 महीना तो तुम डेडिकेट करोगे ना रीडिंग स्पीड को ठीक करने में, या फिर तुम अपना इसको सही करने में कि हाँ तुम कितने अच्छे से तुम पढ़ रहे हो, कितने अच्छे से समझ रहे हो. तुम सब चीज एक साथ लेके बैठ जाओगे तो फिर तुम क्या करोगे? ना तो तुम स्पीड में पढ़ पाओगे, ना सब चीज पे होल्ड रहेगा. तो एक एक सेक्शन बाय सेक्शन हम लोग करके यहाँ पे चलेंगे. सेक्शन बाय सेक्शन इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन स्किल पे ही फोकस हो रहा है सब चीज. वी आर फोकसिंग मेनली ऑन रीडिंग एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंशन स्किल. इसके अलावा कुछ ही नहीं है इस एग्जाम में. रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन स्किल जितना अच्छा रहेगा, तुम्हारा जितना होल्ड रहेगा करेंट न्यूज हैपनिंग्स पे, उतना तुम अच्छे से तुम कर सकते हो. तो पहले तो जैसे खुश पे तुमने अपना रीडिंग स्पीड को सही किया. अब तुम्हें मैं क्या बोलूंगा, रीडिंग स्पीड सही होने के बाद तुम रीजनिंग का भी पार्ट तुम सॉल्व कर रही हो फरवरी मार्च से. तुमने अपना मैथ्स भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है, तुम कर रही हो तब से, तो वो सब तो तुम्हारा चल रहा है. तो मैं अब तुम्हें ये बोलूंगा कि तुम थोड़ा पुराने न्यूज भी देख लो, उसमें क्या इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज था, उसका क्या स्टैटिक पार्ट है. जैसे मैं भी ऑर्फन जो हो रहे हैं चिल्ड्रन, ये एक इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज है. ये एक लीगल इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज भी है, क्योंकि जे एक्ट है हमारे पास, पॉक्सो एक्ट है, फिर एनसीपीसीआर क्या है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ विमेन एंड चाइल्ड क्या इसके बारे में है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ चाइल्ड का चेयरपर्सन कौन है, उस मिनिस्ट्री के कौन से मिनिस्टर उसको हेड करते हैं. तो ये सब अब तुम्हारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है. बट जो अभी स्टार्ट किए हैं उनको तो थोड़ा टाइम डिवोट करना पड़ेगा अपना वो करने के लिए, समझने के लिए कि रीडिंग स्पीड कैसे सही करें. ठीक है, अभी तक कोई दिक्कत? Do we have to memorize all the commission and statutory body and their purposes? Not all these commissions and statutory bodies, those which are in news, like human rights commission. अभी human rights commission के बारे में बात हो रहा था. क्यों हो रहा था? क्योंकि बहुत because dead bodies were not treated well. They were thrown in rivers or some like they were thrown in garbage somewhere. So and NHRC is important, like NCPCR is important, NCDRC is important because few years back in 2019, in August 2019, the whole Consumer Protection Act was changed. So NCDRC is important. Then we have NGT. NGT is equally important. So those commissions or statutory bodies which are in news are important for your exam. Not all, but those which are in news. Okay, Ashwar?
Yes,
Am I?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So you can see this. This was from the sample paper of Clat consortium. So this talks about Article 370, as you can see, Article 370. Then they have asked question about relating to Article 370, and so what they basically want to test कि तुम कितना current affairs से तुम कितना करंट अफेयर्स जान रहे हो. हाउ मच डू यू नो अबाउट करंट अफेयर्स, करंट हैपनिंग्स, आर यू अवेयर अबाउट इट और नॉट, कि तुम रेगुलर टच में हो कि नहीं. दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू टेस्ट योर लीगल नॉलेज, दे विल नॉट टेस्ट, दे विल टेस्ट योर लीगल माइंड, कि तुम कितना लीगल माइंड है तुम्हारे पास, तुम कितना सोसाइटी से जुड़े हुए हो, हाउ मच आर यू कनेक्टेड विद द सोसाइटी, हाउ मच डू यू नो अबाउट द हैपनिंग्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी. They are not going to test your legal knowledge, because anyway you are going into a law school and you will read every law there. You will know about IPC, CRPC, evidence, IPR. There are 30-35 laws which you will read in law school. So they will not test your legal knowledge, they will test your legal mind. So concentrate on that, concentrate on going by the current happenings, current news, current affairs news, current GK, current legal developments around world, in India. Like there are farmers bill, so they might ask you about farmers bills. In today's quiz there was question about sedition. So let's say they give you a question, like they give you a passage about sedition, and in that passage they put one line ki writing again those journalists who write against, who criticize the government, those journalists who criticize the government will be charged under sedition under Indian law. This is not the law. We all know that this is not the law in the present situation, but in that passage this is given, so you will have to follow this. What is written in that passage, that has to be followed. You don't have to apply the legal knowledge which you already have. You might be knowing something, you might have read some legal provisions during your preparation, but don't apply it if it is not asked in the question paper. If they ask you, then only apply. What is given in the passage should only be applied. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So why I'm saying this? Because Clat has clearly mentioned on their website that they are not going to test your legal knowledge. If they had to test your legal knowledge, why will they take this exam? You are already qualified for law, so they are not testing your legal knowledge, they are just testing your legal mind. Ki if X principle is there, and if X principle is given for Y fact, then you have to apply that X principle on that Y fact. X principle is given in that Y fact, in that Y fact का जो भी passage था उसमें X principle दिया है, and you have to apply that principle only. You don't have to apply your prior knowledge. During preparation, you might have read tons of legal provisions, but you don't have to apply it. If they are clearly asking you to apply it, then only apply. Don't use your prior knowledge. If you are applying your prior knowledge, then you will end losing your marks. So answer what is just asked in the passage. Okay, am I clear? Shanvi, Khushpreet?
Yes, sir.
ये मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ बार बार क्योंकि बच्चों को इसमें दिक्कत हो रहा है अभी भी कि सर आईपीसी भी पढ़ लें क्या सर, should I read IPC, sir? Should I go through all the provisions of constitution, sir? Should I go through CRPC? तो उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. CRPC के कुछ सेक्शंस इम्पोर्टेंट हो सकते हैं, जैसे कि होमोसेक्सुअलिटी के बारे में अभी न्यूज में बात हो रहा था. There was news about homosexuality, there was news about sedition. So these sections are important because these are in news. मर्डर इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए होता है, मर्डर एंड कल्पेबल होमिसाइड का, क्योंकि ये न्यूज में होता ही है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. थेफ्ट का प्रोविजन इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो ये सब जो बेसिक प्रिंसिपल बेसिक वेट अ सेकंड, किसका नो आई डोंट थिंक कि ये एक्ट तुमसे पूछेंगे क्लैट में. दे विल थोड़ा बहुत तुमको आइडिया होना चाहिए कि ये एक्ट क्या है, बट डिटेल्स में तुमसे तो नहीं पूछेंगे सीरियस एक्ट के बारे में. आई डोंट थिंक ये एक्ट क्लैट पीजी के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. इफ समवन इज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर क्लैट पीजी फॉर LLM, देन इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर देम, इट इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर क्लैट यूजी. ओके, तुमको बस बेसिक चीज जानना है, तुमको लॉ का भी कुछ सारा कुछ नहीं जानना है. ठीक है, देन ओल्ड पैटर्न का कोई मतलब नहीं है. अगेन इन लीगल reasoning, you will get 450 words ka passage and you have to answer from that passage. And I've already discussed the pattern of legal reasoning in the GK part. If you have any question, you can ask. Do you have any doubt regarding legal reasoning ka part? If you have, go ahead, ask me.
No, sir.
So there are many a times that I read the passage in the legal reasoning and passage समझ आ जाता है, but when we go to the questions, so कई बार ऐसा होता है कि मैंने कोई रीजनिंग लगाई है, बट जब मैं आंसर देखती हूँ, so उसमें कुछ अलग रीजनिंग लगाई होती है एंड वो आंसर गलत हो जाता है. एंड कई बार एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज भी लगाई होती है जो पैसेज में नहीं होती है. सो एग्जैक्टली हाउ टू नो कि इसमें कौन सी रीजनिंग फिट आएगी एंड एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज लगेगी या नहीं लगेगी?
देखो, पैसेज में जब तुम पढ़ो ना, तो पैसेज में तुमको पता चल जाएगा कि ये बोल रहा है, जो पैसेज में लिखा है बस वही. मान लो कि देयर इज अ पैसेज, ठीक है, द पैसेज इज अबाउट होमोसेक्सुअलिटी, ठीक है. तो इंडियन लॉ में अभी क्या है, प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन क्या है, प्रेजेंट स्टैंड क्या है कि होमोसेक्सुअलिटी को लीगलाइज किया है कि डिक्रिमिनलाइज किया है? लीगलाइज किया है, ठीक है.
यस.
हम लोग को ये कैसे मालूम है? ये हमारा लीगल नॉलेज है. हम अभी नए रिसेंट लीगल डेवलपमेंट्स हुए हैं, तो हम इससे जानते हैं कि ये लीगलाइज हो गया है होमोसेक्सुअलिटी इन इंडिया. Homosexuality in India has been legalized by the Supreme Court. How do we know this? We know this because we have read it in newspapers, because judgment was passed regarding it, this, right?
Yes, sir.
अब मान लो तुमको एक पैसेज दिया है, ठीक है. उस पैसेज में क्या बोलता है? वो पैसेज बोलता है कि there are two couples, they are of same sex, and going by, they live in X country, and the country of X does not recognize same-sex marriage. So these two couples, same-sex couple, want to marry. So what will be their fate of their marriage? ठीक है. Yes. या फिर मान लो इंडिया ही वो लोग नाम दे दिए, एक्स कंट्री के जगह पे वो इंडिया ही नाम दे दिए कि एक्स इंडिया सेम सेक्स मैरिज को रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं करता. इंडिया डज नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज सेम सेक्स मैरिज. ये उन्होंने पैसेज में दिया है. उन्होंने पैसेज में ये दिया है कि ए और बी सेम सेक्स के कपल हैं, दे वांट टू मैरी, बट उनका मैरिज का क्या फेट होगा इंडिया में. हम लोग क्या जानते हैं अभी अपने प्रायर लीगल नॉलेज से? हम लोग ये जानते हैं कि इंडिया में तो लीगल ये सेम सेक्स मैरिज लीगलाइज किया हुआ है कोर्ट ने.
Yes, sir.
अब जो पैसेज को क्लियरली अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ेगा, मान लो कि उनका क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है कि फेट ऑफ ए एंड बीज मैरिज, उसमें एक ऑप्शन दिया हुआ है कि देयर मैरिज विल बी लीगल, देयर मैरिज विल बी इलीगल, their marriage is voidable, ऐसे करके कुछ दिया हुआ है. अब मान लो तुम्हारा पैसेज में दिया हुआ है, वो मान लो लिख दिया है कि सेम सेक्स मैरिज वॉइड है. अगर वो पैसेज में लिखा हुआ वॉइड है तो तुम उसको लिखोगे, तुम प्रायर नॉलेज यहाँ नहीं लगाओगे. तो हाँ, हम लोग न्यूज में पढ़े होंगे, हाँ वो न्यूज में बहुत आ रहा होगा कि हाँ सेम सेक्स नॉलेज मैरिज को लीगलाइज कर दिया है. बट पैसेज में तो ये नहीं ना बोल रहा था. पैसेज में तो बोल रहा था कि वो तो यहाँ पे इलीगल है. पैसेज तो यही ना बोल रहा था.
Yes, sir.
तो हम लोग को वही अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. देखो, बहुत जगह मॉक्स जब बनते हैं ना, तो मॉक्स में बहुत सारी गलतियां होती हैं. तुम्हारा आंसर वहां पे सही हो रहा होगा, बट तुम मॉक्स अटेम्प्ट करो, जो मॉक्स का वो आंसर प्रिपेयर कर रहा होगा वो गलत आंसर कर सकता है. तो उससे नहीं जाओ, तुम ये देखो कि पैसेज जो वो उसने आंसर किया है, वो जो आंसर तुम्हें लग रहा है, चलो मान लो कि तुमने वही रीजनिंग से आंसर किया जो कि पैसेज में दिया हुआ था, राइट?
Yes, sir.
तुमने उसी रीजनिंग से आंसर किया, बट तुम जब आंसर चेक करो तो आंसर कुछ और दिया हुआ था मॉक में. तो तुम उसको ये देखो कि उसका जो रीजनिंग है वो रीजनिंग उस पैसेज से मैच कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. अगर वो मैच नहीं कर रहा है तो समझो कि वो जो आंसर सेट कर रहा था वो कहीं ना कहीं गलत किया होगा। बहुत सारे बार हम लोग बुक्स में भी देखते हैं कि क्लैट प्रिपरेशन के लिए बहुत सारी बुक्स होती हैं या फिर ऑनलाइन मॉक्स भी जो होते हैं उसमें गलतियां होती हैं आंसर, क्योंकि बहुत लोग बहुत दिमाग लगा देते हैं। मान लो कि कोई मॉक्स ही बना रहा है, मॉक्स बनाने वाला रिव्यू ठीक से नहीं किया, कोई बनाया मॉक, वो
Yes.
मॉक वो क्वेश्चन समझ ही नहीं पाया कि ये क्या करना है, वो